What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're enjoying the last week of your birthday season. Live it up, Cancer. I hope you had just as that much energy this whole birthday season, Cancer. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just epic, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey, cause it's General Energy Weekly Spread. Oh, Cancer, I might need to get some harmonies on that one. But Cancer, with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So, with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. I think I'm about to start a game show, Cancer. Just great energy all around here. So, Cancer, I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case you were curious, the decks that I'm working with, thank you. I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cancer, real kind of masters of their craft there. So definitely go check them out. I think you'll really enjoy them. But look at you. First card here getting our opposite. Oh, see if I can catch that, Cancer. I thought it was going to be more smooth than that. You got the 9th card of Capricorns here, which is the Master card. I still got some work to do. But with this card, this is a card of discipline, working smart, focus, structure, teaching, training, conquer, overcome, controlled, learning a skill, in the flow, I like that, authoritarian, and commanding presence. And the energy that's coming through here, Cancer, is the discipline that's coming through here. But I feel that is one of those things. It's the discipline and that in the flow that is kind of coming through pretty strong here, as long as like that kind of like that structure. But if there's something that we've been wanting to refine, you know, whether this, and not even really refine, this more so feels like more like on a routine even type of levels, maybe for some. Maybe we've been thinking about, maybe we've been eating more sweets than we would like, and I get a Cancer, I love pastries. Or maybe maybe this could be like a certain habit that we might be quitting. Maybe there's a certain whatever this could be. Maybe this is like maybe this guy's, I think he's practicing some sort of martial arts here, Cancer. Maybe you're getting to some kind of workout routine, but I feel like it's doing that thing. I feel like it's not just like the discipline aspect of it. I feel like it's finding a way to stay disciplined that works for you. Because maybe there's, for some, it's like maybe we're trying to follow, let's say, like a workout routine. Maybe we're trying to follow things to the letter, but there are certain aspects that we're in the flow in, and then there are others that it's like, ooh, I actually don't care for that, and it kind of it breaks the flow a little bit and makes it harder for those whatever, you know, either things that we're working out or things that we're working in harder to stick. You know what I mean, Cancer? And this is where, when I talk about on like the other channel, because we're actually well, when I'm recording this, we got a few more well, actually, no, Cancer, when this is coming out, like technically like the new moon, or the new moon phase starts on tomorrow, the 18th. But we're in that new moon energy now, and it's like, I feel like, because this is what I started to do too, Cancer, when every time we get to, well, I've been doing it on my personal lunar return, but I'll swap between the two, between like the regular new moon for everyone, and then like my my lunar return, where it's like, you know, where it's like either working on a new type of habit there, and give it and let that be your main focus for like the next 30 days until the moon makes her round again to that sign. Because usually it takes about, the moon takes about maybe like, I think it was about 27 days or so to complete a cycle around the zodiac, and that's usually the amount of time that it takes for something to really solidify there. For example, I was walking was a big one of mine. You know, I heard another reader a while back talking about walking, so I made it a point to start getting. And I already had sort of walked anyway, but it was just like walking with more intention, you know, and that has really kind of helped the flow of energy work well, Cancer. So I feel like it's when we're doing these things, it's finding out what works for you, you know, making it work within your schedule and not doing it too, you know, it's like a being flexible but being disciplined. You know what I mean? Cancer, like, very interesting energy here. But let's get some more details on this. All right, Cancer. Let's see what we got here. Alright, Cancer, so you have the Page of Cups in reverse here, and then we have the Three of Wands and the Five of Cups upright. And so, Cancer, I feel like sometimes when we start up something, you know, I feel like it's one of those things that we do want to make sure that we have like a game, like a really solidified game plan here, because this Page of Cups is almost giving to me like this thing of where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do, so for this lunar cycle I'm gonna start working out, but it's just like, okay, but what does that mean, you know, like what is, how can we expand on that a little bit more? Are you going to start doing like, are we doing like running, or are we going to be going to the gym? Are we going to be, if that's something, Cancer, a little sidebar, one thing, I'm not a personal big fan of the gym. Great example. Gyms don't work for me because either if it's bad weather outside, I don't want to go, and if I don't have a machine, that's gonna throw off my flow. So then I don't want to go. So so how I fixed that was I started working out from home. I found this one free site, Fitness Blender. Amazing group, and it just a little sidebar there, Cancer. That's something to think about. But I feel like it's really setting those intention, like how are we gonna do that? And it's just like, because it's one thing when we're like, okay, I'm gonna go on a diet, and it's just like, okay, but what does that mean? Are you gonna go on a, I don't know, keto diet, paleo diet, vegetarian, vegan? Like what does that, you know, being really mindful of that, so that we're setting ourselves up for success here, not for disappointment. And you know what, Cancer, even when we're doing these things, you know, life happens sometimes, and we can get where, you know, it's gets thrown off that routine every now and again. But it's one of those things we could either stay in the energy of just like, oh well, crap, I broke my streak, well maybe I'll try again next month, you know, or something. Like if we just put it off instead of just like picking it back up the next time that it makes sense. You know, let's say we missed a day because, you know, you were really really tired from work, and that happens from, you know, that's totally understandable. It's just like, okay, so now that, if anything, that gives you a chance to reflect, Cancer, and to not beat yourself up. It's just like, oh, this happened because, you know, there was this extra stress. So, you know, maybe I'll make sure to get in some good sleep tonight, so that the first thing in the morning I can maybe I'll switch up the routine and start working out before I go to work, or something along those lines, Cancer. But I do feel that you are controlling the flow at which this growth can happen, and so it's, yeah, I feel like the more kind of concrete we can make this thing, and the more kind of intentional we can make that. The more intentional we are, I feel the more solidified the foundation will be for you to accomplish whatever your goals are, Cancer, and then to build off that as well. Let's see what else we got here, Cancer. Eight of Pentacles, Cancer. Talk about routine. That's Virgo energy. Alright, Cancer. So last little bit here. So it's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse here. And I feel like with this energy, Cancer, that maybe for some, if we are having troubles maybe getting into this routine, maybe this is something where, for example, this is like a workout thing. What better way, or like a, I'm not sure that what was about, but like what a, maybe a good way to go about it would be maybe see if we can like maybe get a buddy in on this, for example, kind of make this thing easier, or maybe giving ourselves like little incentive. Like, I'm not sure, Cancer, like, and this might seem a little corny, but maybe getting yourself like a calendar, and every time you achieve, you get through the day. And I know this may seem a little childish, but I mean, it's like, why not appease that inner child a little bit? I know I don't know about you, Cancer, but I love when I got myself a sticker for a job well done. So maybe that's something we do. We put a sticker on our calendar there, big success. Maybe do two when you really brought it, Cancer. Like maybe just like little ways to just ways to kind of make it fun too. I feel because the Eight of Wands, or excuse me, the Eight of Pentacles, it can be monotonous, when we're working on this type of stuff here. And it's not always fun getting into that routine, and like getting in that mindset, especially like, when we're trying to either incorporate a new habit or kind of phase something out. It can be a little tough sometimes, but I feel like we can find a way to just kind of bring a little more life, bring a little more Page of Cups energy in this aspect, and just get a little more creative with how we're going about this thing. I really feel like that's gonna get you in that master state there, Cancer. But I like that. Nice little start there. All right, let's get another oracle on this. Nice, thank you. All right, Cancer, and look at that. Maybe this is something we're working into our routine here, because you got the fourth card of Libras here, which is the Yoga card. And with this card, this is a card of contemplation, deep breath, centered, go within, steady, balanced, relax, take a break, inner child healing, meditate, time alone, balance chakras, reflection, wellness, and rest. Interesting, Cancer. So the energy that's popping through here on this card is the inner child healing, and that, and so maybe for some, maybe these routines, or maybe this thing that we're trying to work out here may be something from our past. It could be some inner child healing, but I'm just getting even just more, even kind of like, just like general stuff. This could have been something maybe we even picked up from friends, maybe from, I don't know, just maybe the people that we've been around, Cancer. Maybe there's some type of, let's say, for example, if you, well, kind of short on examples at the moment, Cancer. But it almost, like when you think about our energy, Cancer, about how sensitive to the energies we are, I feel like that sometimes even beyond like inner child healing, I feel like just like that we can pick up on a lot of energies, and that can get to this place of where sometimes we take on some things that aren't ours, and that can affect our wellness. And listen, Cancer, this isn't medical advice, but it's just something to, I feel like that there is an energy of, asking, when I talk about on the other channel, going void of course, the moon's like going void of course, that's like her reflective time. And this gives, I feel like it's seeing if there's any areas that we've noticed have been affecting our structure, or that's something that we're wanting to overcome. Maybe this is like maybe we do like emotional eating, or maybe we do I don't know, indulge maybe even in some type of escapism, whatever that may be looking at, to have any sort of ways to distract ourselves. But I am getting a sense here of just like, just bringing, just considering how this cardinal energy is coming through here. Like there's a sense of like, I almost feel like of like kind of like taking charge and like finding balance of our life, having Capricorn, Libra, they're two of the four cardinal signs along with us, Cancer, and then Aries. But yeah, it's like we're almost like thinking about like we're initiating something here, Cancer, like a let's get some tarot on this. Cancer. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there's our ruler. What's good, girl? So we have the Two of Swords in reverse here, and then we have our ruler, the High Priestess, up right here, Cancer. And with the High Priestess, you know, the moon deals with, her living in the fourth house with us, Cancer. She is associated with, like, the past and things. That's one of the aspects that she deals with. And I do feel like that for some, there is this energy of, again, kind of reflecting on the past, because maybe we've been almost like kind of choosing to ignore something, or maybe even not even choosing to ignore, but maybe there's something here that's a little more kind of like subconscious energy that is kind of ingrained. That's become a part of your routine here, cycle, that we just may not have eyes on or something like that. And I feel that there is just a need to just kind of check in how you feel with yourself, both, like, I feel like mind, body, and soul really do, like, just as it makes sense, Cancer, just do, like, again, just like an overall type of wellness check here, because it can be, again, a lot being ruled by the moon, and to go through all those signs and in different phases all the time, and to feel, because even when you think about, like, lunar aspects, they really, because she's forming aspects with all the planets so fast, we may feel those on a more type of subconscious level, and it takes time for everyone to really kind of process that stuff here, Cancer. But and this could even be something too, maybe just like finding some time, if we can, just to be alone for a little bit, and just really kind of, I feel like, get centered and because this feels like, Cancer, the High Priestess is giving me very type of, like a deep type of like a deep type of understanding here. More with her, yeah. Let me get a little bit more with her, Cancer. Because that's interesting too. This the Two of Swords. This is the Moon in Libra here, and since we got Libra's card, yeah, very interesting. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Interesting, Cancer. Right now the majors are starting to cook up out here, because the moon is clarified by the Strength card and the Five of Swords in reverse here. And then we have the Hanged Man upright. And there does feel like that there's this energy of, considering the moon and the Hanged Man is can be Neptune energy, and it feels like that there's is something that may be hidden from us, Cancer. That, again, that's like, because Neptune deals with mysteries, the unseen. It's very interesting, and I feel that this is one where, with the Five of Swords being here, I feel like maybe some of us have been maybe questioning this thing, or maybe have been maybe reaching out for others, or maybe it almost feels like more so like even reaching out for, like, external type of I'm not sure, like guidance or something along those lines, Cancer, to find this confidence. Or maybe we're feeling not so, or maybe even for some, we maybe even be feeling a little, because it's because this feels like such a more, like, on a more kind of spiritual and intuitive type of level. Maybe we're having troubles explaining this thing, and we don't, there's like that confidence of not knowing how to reach out to others, Cancer. But I do feel like this is one thing, though, Cancer, where it is nice to have, if we're worried about, like, maybe reaching out for others, or if we feel alone in this thing. I'm not quite sure, Cancer. I feel like that there's the Hanged Man is almost like supporting that oneness, like, it's like, we're sure others can tell you instances where they went through something like what you were doing, and yeah, that can be helpful, but it feels like a lot of this is going to come from all the answers, Cancer, usually come from within, like with when it comes to these deeper kind of questions. So, hmm. I almost feel too, Cancer. Just one more thing with this Five of Swords here. I feel like I almost feel like let's be mindful of maybe others even like possibly even like influencing our choices or making us feel that there is something wrong with you, something along those lines. Anything that's affecting yourself or your confidence there, Cancer. That's interesting energy to come through, but definitely something to think about there. But all right, let's put our ruler over here, and then let's get to your last card here, Cancer. Alright, Cancer, last little bit here. A little Leo energy here, Cancer. You got the so you said you got the Strength card, but you got the third card of Leo's here, which is the Inventor card. And with this card, Cancer, this is a card of innovation, imagination, creative, gadgets, technology, groundbreaking developments, okay to fail, do it again and again, inspired ideas, setting trends, mastermind, and modern era. And the energy that's coming through, Cancer, is the okay to fail, you know, because I feel like it's like where we were talking about with that discipline earlier. If we do fall off that horse, all you got to do is just evaluate what happened and then get right back on that thing. You try it again, and then and if that doesn't work, we pivot. Because I feel like that do it again and again, sometimes it can be where yes, we want to be tenacious, but with the hanged man being here, I feel like we do want to be mindful of if we're doing the same thing over and over again and it's not working, then we do need to adjust. You know, do be flexible here, but. And maybe that's something to think like maybe for some maybe that's why we've maybe kind of broken this routine because we've been only trying it one kind of way, and maybe it's time to think about getting more imaginative, more innovative. I think we were talking about that with the Page of Cups earlier. Just kind of thinking of some ways, because Cancer. One thing I say, for example, with like the workout thing. One thing I really like about fitness blenders that they were talking like even if you don't have like the money for like equipments and things, because I get it, Cancer weights are expensive. They're definitely an investment. Then we can get a little creative. Maybe we're listing like gallon jugs around the house, or maybe get one of those big containers of water here. And be safe, Cancer. But we can maybe. And then as far as like let's say like benches and things. There's sometimes, Cancer, I'm working off of I mean you can do everything on the floor essentially, but I mean I'll be working off of chairs. There was one time I even was doing like a chest press off of an ottoman. It was you really thought outside the box there, Cancer. But it's one of those things that even if this, because I almost feel like I was getting this energy kind of earlier with the Page of Cups, where it's like, especially if this is something new that we're starting, don't be afraid. Even with that Strength card being in reverse here too, don't be afraid to be in that beginner phase, and that like, oh, I just learned a good word for that one. I think it's tyro. I think that's another word for a beginner. But don't be afraid to be a tyro, Cancer. Look that up. I gotta double check that too, Cancer. But because that could be something too. It's like we can see others being so good at it that we think that that we'll never get to that state that they're at, with this Five of Swords being here. But it's not about that. If anything, these people, they're meant to be benchmarks, you know what I mean? As far as just like, okay, this is what I can achieve. Now it's figuring out how do I make that work for me? What does that look like on me? How will that manifest? But let's get some tarot on this. A lot of introspective energy here, Cancer, because here's Virgo. You got the Hermit here. All right, Cancer, let's see what we got here. All right, Cancer, so you have the Two of Cups in reverse here. So you have the Two of Cups in reverse here, and then we have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and then the Hermit here. Man, Cancer. And let's switch back over. Because that's been... And keep in mind, Cancer, you know, you see me swapping out decks all the time. Eight of Cups has been going around a lot here. So I do feel that there is a need to... I feel like connect with ourselves and like really kind of pay attention to... Are there things that are... I feel like it's like there are things that we don't have eyes on. I feel like with this Hermit kind of Hanged Man energy, like, and really like a strong need to kind of... to go within and ask ourselves, is our foundation really as stable as we feel it is? And listen, Cancer, this is not me trying to scare you or anything. It's just to get us thinking about, you know, some decisions that we might need to make here. You know, maybe think about some adjustments that are going on, some stuff that we need to let go, or some stuff that because Cancer is not, with the Eight of Cups, it's not all about just like letting go of things, you know, whether this be vices and stuff. It's these cups no longer serving us a purpose. You know, we're going to find this is what we used to indulge in, and it wasn't doing it for us. You know, those things that were lowering our vibration, and now it's thinking about this eclipse energy. What can change? Because I feel that if we ignore these signals, because it almost feels like even with the High Priestess, it's like that could be maybe we've been getting some like intuitive signals or something, but the Hanged Man is saying that we're not paying attention, or we're not missing something. Then that's how like eventually that tower moments start happening. Because I feel like the, you know, higher self, or yes, we do have situations that happen to us. I do feel that a lot of the times with like tower moments and things, a lot of that can be where higher self wants us to be in control of that. I feel he likes or they like to keep that in house. But if we are not connecting with our higher selves, or the source, angels, guardians, however we connect with the source, Cancer, then that's where it's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to shake stuff up a little bit for you. But yeah, it's very interesting here, Cancer, but I do feel that it's like I feel like the moment that we get in this kind of like new routine here, just thinking with the Hermit Virgo, and get in this routine of working towards, I don't know, getting the strength here, Cancer, or things that like just focusing on just like a lot of like of self improvements, and I feel like it's just gonna really work wonderfully. And I know you know this, Cancer, but it's just like there's just other things I'm not quite sure. That's just like maybe we've dismissed them as nothing, but I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer, because that does feel like it's something that it's deeper than it's deeper, and I feel like I'm trying to force it here. So just something to just kind of ponder whenever you get a moment, Cancer. But if you like that, Cancer, anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer. You know, someone who's been kind of just like working on some routines, or, you know, really kind of do some changes, kind of go within, reflecting, relaxing, taking a break, whatever this is looking like, Cancer. Share this, and then subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this, speaking of meditation, I'm on this meditation app, Inside Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. It's just a group that posts positive messages, encouraging affirmations, things along those lines. And then as it grows, I'm going to start posting like different guided meditations, affirmations, binaural beats, things along those lines. I'm thinking about doing one like a Void of Course with the High Priestess, or who knows, going within with the Hermit, something along those lines, Cancer. So definitely check that out. And then lastly, I don't know if you were catching me earlier, Cancer, dropping little hints that I have a whole other channel specifically tailored to you, Cancer. And we absolutely geek out over the High Priestess all the time. But come on over to my other channel. It don't matter where you have your Cancer placement. Sun, Moon, Rising, and even Neptune. Come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I'm not even sure if that would be, whatever, Cancer. I do videos Monday through Friday there. Discuss all the lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And actually, when this comes, depending on when you're watching this, Cancer, the moon is actually void of course today, so something to check out there. Perfect time for reflection. And all that housekeeping, down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here. It's the Empress. And you know what? I love that the Empress popped up here because she is in Leo right now. And this is a great energy for practicing some self-love there, Cancer, and doing some because that could be even a routine we're working on, learning to take more breaks for ourselves, like. And that's very interesting, Cancer, because you got all the planets that came through here: the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, the Empress, all feminine energy. And let me get your Oracle card. I only bring that up to say just. Oh, look at that! We get two cards, Cancer. But I only bring that up to say is that, and these are just facts, Cancer, that women are just more naturally intuitive than the feminine energy is more in touch with the intuitive side than the masculine energy. And it's not that we're not intuitive, but it's just like women being synced up with the moon. It's different, and I feel that there's a deeper understanding of your intuition, Cancer, that there's some type of signals, because the Empress is hella intuitive. She's a culmination of all the queens. And let me see what your Oracle cards are. Interesting. A couple of senses here, Cancer. So you got the touch card up right here, and then you got the smell card in reverse. And yeah, Cancer, I'm getting like really just a lot of intuitive energy that's coming through right now. Really kind of pay attention to your senses and how you respond to certain things. Are there certain smells that you don't like? Whether this be in your environment or maybe your workspace, your home space, like whatever that's looking like. And I almost feel like with the touch card, it's because I love that it has this eye on here, because it almost feels like it's seeing beyond just like your, again, even like your five senses. It's like that sixth sense, like going and tapping into that thing that you can't quite touch, like. But I also am getting too with the touch card that there is a need for something to get the reins on something. That maybe there's more there's a shadow work, or there's a something here that's can't quite get hands on here, Cancer, but it's just something to think about. Really kind of pay attention to yourself within and how you respond to different how the environment just stimulates you and things, Cancer. So I think I'm going to leave that there, but you stay safe out there with all this routines and getting into this. It's very, and Cancer, speaking of because you got Eight of Cups of Saturn in Pisces, Neptune is retrograde in Pisces. We're in a very intuitive space right now, especially us. Well, more so Pisces, but all the water signs are really feeling this intuitive, that spiritual elevation in a sense, and it's like really tune into that, Cancer, while this energy is like this, because it's forming very, very beneficial aspects with our signs, and we can really make the most with this energy. So raise your vibration through the roof, especially since Empress popped up here. Self-care and whatever that looks like for you, Cancer. And yeah, Cancer, just be thinking about this stuff, and I will catch you on the next one later. Well, if you come up to the chariot, friends, tomorrow.